You're going to want to hear what Rhea Ripley just said about Liv Morgan's WWE return, because everyone has been talking about the shocking return at Survivor Series War Games. It just created the most powerful, the most slimy power couple in WWE history, reuniting again between Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. And now Rhea Ripley has finally broken her silence, and the fact that she knew once she saw Liv Morgan appear, John Cena was finished. If you somehow missed all of the chaos, or maybe you just couldn't believe your eyes, Liv Morgan is in fact back. She made her return after months away with a shoulder injury, and she did it right in the middle of an Intercontinental Championship match. It was John Cena in his final premium live event match, putting the Intercontinental title on the line against Dominic Mysterio in Dom's hometown of San Diego. The match was intense, the crowd was split, and then boom, Liv Morgan pops up. And now Rhea Ripley, who was close to the action being in the Women's War Games match that night, spoke on the experience while appearing on ESPN's SportsCenter. She admitted that she was watching it like the rest of us, but she was completely stunned before it all clicked. Here's what Rhea told the outlet while watching the moment unfold. She said, "It was wild. I didn't even know how to describe the emotions that I was feeling because I was watching it in awe and kind of like a fan. I was like, is this real? Is this happening? What is happening?" And then Liv obviously slapped Dom, and I was like, maybe she's seen everything he's been doing with Roxanne Perez and Judgment Day. Pause. That slap was an ultimate fake out as we all saw it. Here's the situation. Liv Morgan, she had been out of action since June 16th. She suffered a dislocated and separated shoulder while working a match with Kairi Sane on Monday Night Raw. That required surgery and sidelined her from a massive planned feud with Nikki Bella. Everyone thought, including myself, that she would be returning in early 2026, but she beat expectations. While she was gone, her absence created a vacuum in the Judgment Day, which is exactly what Liv and Dom prey on. The injury even led to Roxanne Perez seemingly taking Liv Morgan's place in the faction, which created a whole new layer of jealousy and internal discord. And come on, who hasn't seen a soap opera where an injured ex comes back for revenge on a new girl? The drama was perfectly set up for a betrayal. Liv Morgan's history of an erratic behavior kept everyone guessing. But wait, why would Rhea Ripley think that Liv Morgan would just turn against Dominic Mysterio? Even with all the internal turmoil going on within the Judgment Day, the relationship between Dom and Liv has been a consistent focus. Rhea Ripley's quote implies that while the entire Judgment Day storyline with Roxanne Perez was another layer of manipulation and tactics, it also goes to show that Dominic's true loyalty lies within Liv Morgan. And that's what makes Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio so unique. They are two of the most interesting yet stab you in the back type characters in WWE right now. But as Rhea Ripley noted at the initial slap, the betrayal of Dominic Mysterio was just a setup. It was a classic misdirection that only a true slimy duo could execute perfectly. When Liv Morgan turned her back, well, John Cena was going to be the victim. And of course, she hugged John Cena. It made it seem like a big deal, a great moment, and then she ultimately got down, kicked him in the nuts, and helped Dominic Mysterio win back the Intercontinental title, right? Now, Rhea Ripley continued by stating that she knew the initial shock had wore off, and that once she saw Liv's face turn over from happy, smiling to dead serious, John Cena was in trouble, which was obviously a callback to his heel turn. And she said, once she changed her face expression, and he was all over for John Cena in that point in time, because I know how tactical Liv and Dominic can be and how slimy they are. I knew right then and there that they had that in the back, and you just got to throw your hands up in the air and go, oh, well, I guess John Cena didn't see that coming. You have, and I would also say this, I think the way that WWE did everything was absolutely pitch perfect, because there were so many different layers and there were so many different angles and areas in which not only WWE had to cover, but they also had to create. What do I mean by that? Okay, so let's look at the situation. You had John Cena in his final premium live event match, and he's the Intercontinental Champion. Do you really expect him to go into his final match ever on December 13th, Saturday night's main event, as Intercontinental Champion? I didn't. I didn't expect him to be Intercontinental Champion, to go in there, defend it against Gunther. I didn't expect all that, right? Have Gunther beat John Cena to win the Intercontinental Championship. I think Gunther's pretty much past the Intercontinental Championship. He held it, 2 different occasions for long periods of time. Been there, done that, saw that, is a true bona fide main event player, world champion player, right? I think he's a little bit past that. I mean, he could go down the line or down the road and we can run this back again, but I don't think it's necessarily necessary, right? Then you had to, okay, well, how do you get the title off of John Cena, right? How do you, you can do outside interference from the Judgment Day, and we got that, right? We got JD Madonna in there, we had Finn Balor in there, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, they were all involved in that, but okay, so you could do that, right? And it'd be a cheap finish, and John Cena loses the championship to Dominic Mysterio. It's a little predictable, right? And okay, well, we have Liv Morgan coming back. How do we reintroduce her character, right? Because I had it pegged that, hey, Liv Morgan's going to return to the Royal Rumble. It's going to be this big moment, this surprise, this big pop, potentially she comes back and she just wins the damn thing and is the Royal Rumble winner. And WWE didn't do that. So, okay, how do we bring her back? And I think the way that they did it, not only did it work out for the best, right? It got Dominic the championship. It got the championship of John Cena. It got Liv Morgan back on TV, which they need. But I also think if you look at it from a Liv Morgan character or a gimmick standpoint, it was absolutely perfect in the way that it was chaotic, right? Chaotic, chaos. That's where her character thrives. That's where her character lives. So she's been on the sidelines. And initially she had that chaos, which was, hey, I'm injured. Hey, I need surgery. Oh, I'm going to be out for multiple months. Oh, I'm going to lose my championship. Oh, I can't be on TV. And then you have multiple months where this character is just sitting there. Right? She's making progress towards returning, but there's no chaos. There's nothing that she can feed off of, right? And she feeds off of chaos. And by having her almost be like, I can't take this anymore. I have to create my own chaos. I'm going to return earlier than expected. I'm going to do so by screwing over John Cena. And I'm going to be in the middle of controversy. I'm going to be in the middle of chaos. And it's a big tornado, right? Because now it throws in a wrench into the Judgment Day. And how is Finn Balor going to react? And how is Roxanne Perez going to react? And Raquel Rodriguez and all of these different layers. It creates chaos. And chaos is what the Liv Morgan character feeds off of. So she literally created her own chaos. She literally created her own controversy. And I think it's absolutely brilliant. I really, really do. And now we get to see, okay, where else can they go here? Where else can we see this at? And if you look at it like that, then yeah, I think that's very, very interesting. So we'll see how it all plays out. But I'm looking forward to it.